Morning, everyone. Target individual back with another video by the grace of God. It's been a rough week and a rough weekend, but I'm trying to really detox my body, and I'm gonna have some videos on why I'm trying to do that here in the future. Today I'm gonna talk about the Mandela effect and let y'all know it never existed. It's a weapon system. Anybody understands mind control will understand. And after I get through talking and telling the information that was shared with me, and I was asked to share it, and I reviewed it, and it looks very legit, and I can go along with it. And then I'm gonna play a 4-minute video from Brian too, talking about the Mandela effect. Very important not to be tricked into believing stuff that didn't exist. All right, so I'm gonna start out. What is the Mandela effect? It refers to a situation in which a large mass of people believes that an event occurred when it did not. When a person believes that their distorted memories are, in fact, accurate recollections. They can clearly remember events that happened differently or events that never occurred at all. The Mandela effect does not involve lying or deception. That's what it says. Okay? But really, it's a weaponized thing to fabricate your memories and falsify your memories. And I'm going to read the information that was shared to me, and this person asked me to share it. And I read it through it, and I'm like, yeah, that is some important information for all these people who fell for the Mandela effect, um, bandwagon. And I'm not looking down on y'all. It's mass mind control weaponization. These weapons are powerful. And they will try to make you lash out anger, make you sad, make you emotional, just make you just go off your rocker depressed. And that's why I've been trying to focus on stuff positive. I've been in my Bible more lately. We've been reading the Bible more lately, praying more. And if the Bible's not your thing, I respect you. I'm no better than you. I'm just another targeted individual with my own little method. Okay, so I'm going to tell you a story real quick from the Bible to my believers, and then I'm going to go into the information, which I know y'all will find mighty helpful. Okay, all I'm just going to say is 2 Chronicles 20 for my believers. There's a story about Jehoshaphat. Now, Jehoshaphat got word that Israel or Judah was surrounded by a huge, vast army marching, and so what they did was, God told them not to bring nothing, just to march down there, and I can't remember how it goes, but what they did was they sung praises to the Lord. They praised God and just, praise and worship all the way till they got down there. When they got down there, their enemies were defeated. They didn't have to do nothing. So, I encourage any believer to praise him in the storm. Don't just praise him when everything's going good, but praise him in the storm. There's power in praise. Okay, here we go. There's no such thing as the Mandela effect. It does not exist. It never existed to begin with. It is a fabricated and falsified psychological phenomenon to test and validate memory references which never existed to begin with, to determine what an individual or society can maintain as truth. A falsified memory is a psychological phenomenon where a person recalls an event or topic which never happened. A fabricated memory is a psychological phenomenon where a person recalls an event or topic that happened differently than the way it occurred. The Mandela effect is simply a psychological phenomenon using models of deception, manipulation to manipulate the daily motives and emotional perception of an individual, population, or even entire segments of society at a time, using fabricated and falsified memories which either never existed to begin with or which existed differently than how the victim recalls. So the Mandela effect never once existed to begin with and only comes into being once the fabrication or falsification, such as events, topics, objects, images, symbols, text, etc., they're using captures the attention, active memory, of those they are targeting. Then it becomes the Mandela effect. If it fails to capture the victim's attention, no matter how falsified or fabricated a topic, event, etc. may be, it does not exist. It's entirely subjective. Drum roll, please. The DoD CIA contractors used the Mandela effect to generate falsified, fabricated memory references from people which never existed to begin with, and only come into existence once they become part of the victim's memory and thought process. It's simply a matrix of models of deception and manipulation designed to reshape societal thoughts and behavior by reshaping memories. Repeated falsified and fabricated memory references of attacking and killing organized stalkers, neurolinguistic programming, totally falsified memories, not my own, and repeatedly. And this is Brian Two's information, what he put right here. And I can relate to what he's saying right here because this has happened to me too. Repeated, falsified, and fabricated, and then he's going to go back into information. Repeated, fabricated, and falsified memory references of attacking and killing organized stalkers. Neurolinguistic program, totally falsified memories, not my own, repeatedly injected back into my subconscious in a looping pattern, ever approximately 60-second intervals, with simultaneous fabricated and falsified motivational impulse sequencing of burning white hot rage for no apparent reason, high tech entrainment, entrapment, and I pretty much I have crazy thoughts every now and then, but I keep them subdued. For one, I know acting on the thoughts is not going to make anything better, and I try to act on the thoughts in a positive way by reaching out to other TIs, trying to help them if they ask me questions. Not that I'm better than any TI. I don't see myself better than nobody, but it's kind of like my dad used to tell me, David, because my dad was in AA, and he's like, David, you know what helps me stay sober? And I'm like, what? And he's like, helping others. Well, that's kind of what keeps me sane and targeting, is knowing that I'm helping others makes me feel useful and helpful. So it helps me cope. Okay, the CIA and DLD contractors using the incorporation of disinformation, lies, and misinformation, half-truths, and even misattribution to force those who are targeted to become super suggestible by activation and manipulation of their associated memories, residual memory. Please understand and tell people who are targeting individuals that Mandela effect is nothing more than a fabricated, falsified matrix of mind control models of deception and manipulation to force a population, individual, or entire segments of a society to become dependent upon fabricated and falsified memories which never exist to begin with. And I'm now going to merge Brian 2 talking about this. It's a 4-minute video from TikTok. Great video in my opinion. So here it is. Oh yeah, and I just want to let y'all know, I'm studying this biofield, the wireless area network, really deeply, and I think I've figured out why I vibrate, why I get the shocks, exactly why. And there's certain information that I can't talk about because I'm censored on YouTube from talking about it. So I have to. What I'm working on is knocking that out, but leaving the viable information in there other than that stuff, because I don't have to talk about that to explain the technology. So anyway, God bless y'all. Y'all keep me in your prayers. And I will, I pray for every target individual every day anyway, but I will pray for y'all also. This is suffering, and this weekend was, decent compared to what it usually is, but the shocks to the brain are just outrageous, and I'm getting tired of it, but I'm just going to stay positive, continue trying to help others, and continue trying to read my word. Anyway, God bless. Here's Brian 2's video.
Okay, well, the Mandela effect is nothing more than a fabricated and falsified government-created phenomenon. People don't realize this, okay? To test and validate the collective consciousness of the geopsych. The geopsych meaning the memory references of segments of each society, okay? So that's the geopsych. So what they're doing is, it's simply another mass mind control model for training, research, and development in geopsych hive mind configuration. That's what it is. I'm absolutely amazed that rational and credible people are even falling for it, okay? But unless you understand mind control is premised on memory management, and that's what Mandela effect is. It's basically global or societal memory management, okay? This this fabricated, falsified, government-created phenomena called the Mandela effect is basically training, research, and development in global or societal hive mind configurations for the manipulation of that collective consciousness, those memory references of the society, the segment of society which they're targeting, to learn how to reshape societal thoughts and behavior, to manipulate the daily motives and emotional perceptions of entire segments of society. That's the Mandela effect. It's just a government-created, it's a fabricated, falsified government-created phenomenon to measure and gauge how models of deception and manipulation can be utilized to force a population or a segment of society to become dependent upon the fabricated memory references which never existed. Remember, we talked about, they want you to become dependent upon the memory references. The believe the responses are your own. That's memory management, okay? So, such as, for example, positive recognition. So, to be able to manipulate, to remotely manipulate entire segments of society at a time. So, it's just simply, the Mandela effect is simply global memory management or societal memory management using, these memory references which never existed to begin with. So, if they can generate these falsified and fabricated memory references and motivational impulses, from large groups of people at a time, then they can further their training, research, and development in how these supercomputers, these exascale remote neural networks, can perceive the mass emotions of the geopsych as a whole. Remember, they're scaling this up for all 318 million Americans. And this Mandela effect, the government contractors have used it on me on the internet. I got whole websites dedicated to me. They're just, they talk about my name's Mandela effect. Well, no, it's not. It's a memory reference which never existed. They're creating memory references, fabricated and falsified memory references. To remember, this is a weapon system. Again, they're going to tell you that mind control technologies are necessary for the betterment of humanity, to improve our economy, etc., to turn America and the industrialized nations of the world into a neuro society where people can communicate with each other by their brainwaves, with computers by their brainwaves. But that's all cover story. It's a weapon system, okay? It's a weapon system designed to censor and control the sheepish masses, to restrict them at will. So they're using the Mandela effect for training, research, and development to learn how to achieve that. There is no Mandela effect. There never was. It's simply the use of fabricated and falsified memory references which never existed to force segments of society to become dependent upon these vast mind control models of deception and manipulation, to learn how to achieve direct behavioral control over entire segments of society.
Bullshit is the glue that binds us as a nation. Where would we be without our safe, familiar American